Wonder Woman shows what a movie can be when the superhero story goes back to basics. Yes, we've seen origin stories time and time again, and this one treads many of the similar tracks, moments of discovering powers, losing a loved one, the basic called heroism, but that's where Wonder Woman and so many Marvel and DC films diverge, because Wonder Woman manages to juggle a whole mess of relevant issues while still being straightforward and making it seem effortless. Gal Gadot plays the titular character. However, when we first meet her, she's just Diana, daughter of Hippolyta and the Amazon princess of Paradise Island. Well, technically that's not true. We actually start in the present or sometime around the events of Batman v Superman, but then we're quickly thrown into the past and the larger events of the movie, which is a huge flashback. And even there, we have her flashback further when she's told as a child the origins of the Amazons with Zeus and Ares. We have quite a few temporal jumps and a good amount of exposition in the first act, but anyway, it's not until World War I comes a knock and Diana meets Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine, that she realizes that this great war might be the work of Ares, the god of war, whom the Amazons have sworn to vanquish. The rest of the Amazons, however, are like, nah, the world of men doesn't deserve us, they've already been corrupted. But still, Diana goes, and it's this journey that makes her Wonder Woman. What fuels her is her love for humanity and a need to protect mankind from itself. Throughout Diana's fish-out-of-water wanderings in London and then to the front itself, she is constantly encountering injustices in addition to the blatant sexism of the times. Within the small team Steve Trevor puts together, there are mentions of racism, the ransacking of native lands, and PTSD. Diana sees these characters struggling and the many around her affected by the war and still wants to help, but she's continuously told that it's not her fight and they need to keep moving, that what she's seeing is an unwinnable situation. And it's not until she's at the front itself that Diana really becomes Wonder Woman. Some might roll their eyes at the line, "It's no man's land, no man can cross it," because you know the response should cheesily be, "But I am no man." But rather than being quippy, Diana just does. And this whole sequence is great. It's the first time we get to see her in the full Wonder Woman outfit, and the set piece is awesome and inspiring, both for those in the film and as an audience member. That's why Wonder Woman is so powerful both as a character and as a film, because there's a lot to unpack in this relatively simple character thesis. Like, I'm sure the waters will be muddied by Wonder Woman 3, just like it was the case with Captain America, who similarly started out very straightforward, but by Civil War, heck, by the time of the Winter Soldier, we're dealing with larger, morally gray issues. But to have a franchise that is going to work, you need to get the character right at its core, and Gal Gadot, who portrays the Amazon princess, nails it, and with director Patty Jenkins helming the project. You probably know Jenkins for writing and directing Monster, which won Charlize the Oscar, but she's also directed a handful of TV, such as an episode of Arrested Development and a few episodes of Entourage and The Killing. And just as a slight bit of trivia, before Jenkins was hired as director, Warner Brothers had actually signed Michelle McLaurin, who directed episodes of Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, and The Leftovers. She's a TV powerhouse, basically. She did leave, however, because of creative differences, and I'm very curious what a McLaurin Wonder Woman would have been like, as she's a stellar director, but perhaps she carries with her a darker tone that wouldn't have been fitting for the project. That's just speculation on my part, but I figured at least giving her a shout out was warranted since I got pretty excited when I first heard that she was slated to direct. That said, I was really impressed with Jenkins' vision overall. The world feels cohesive, tonally never missing a beat, the film is excellently shot and exceptionally paced, camera work feels motivated throughout, and action is spatially clear and fluid. Cinematically, Wonder Woman dazzles, though it's worth noting this film is definitely built to be glossy, and a fair amount of apparent color correction is in those adrenaline-charged moments. I did feel, however, there were some inconsistent character movements whenever Wonder Woman would vault and leap about, like motion might not have been getting an easy ease, or motion blur was absent, or something like a difference in her physics. I don't know, it's a minor complaint to otherwise stellar action, but it is worth mentioning as these moments tended to periodically pull me out a bit. But what so clearly pulls you back in time and time again is the characters. Everyone is exceptional here. Gal Gadot is strong, brash, while still innocent and oblivious to the societal mores, resulting in many sharp comedic moments and clever commentary. Her chemistry with everyone is also really stellar, but the one that matters most with is Chris Pine, and the two are dynamite together. Pine really shines in this supporting role as Steve Trevor, and manages to play both an exasperated at times and dry straight man to Diana's presumably outlandish claims that Ares is responsible for World War I, while still remaining likable and heroic in his own right. Oh, and to any fans of Chris Pine, if you haven't heard of it or seen it yet, I'd highly encourage you to check out Hell or High Water. It's a modern day Western, sort of bemoaning the death of the Western, really interesting stuff and well acted across the board. It came out last year and it's really worth seeing. But anyway, while Wonder Woman may feel a touch formulaic as far as origin stories go, once the film gets into its second act, it all really takes off. There's an earnestness to Wonder Woman that some superhero movies might shy away from, leaning to snark over emotion. But that's what makes Wonder Woman feel unique. Wonder Woman is empowering. Wonder Woman is badass. Wonder Woman has a third act that doesn't revolve around a portal from or beam shooting into the sky, which in and of itself is very refreshing. Simply put, I liked Wonder Woman a lot, both as a film and as a character. It's easily the strongest entry thus far in the DCU, and a great foundation for what's yet to come, offering clean character work, dazzling action, and you leave the theater wanting to be Wonder Woman, which is the best indication that this superhero movie works. So those are my thoughts on Wonder Woman. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you'd like more from me, why not check out one of my previous reviews? So comment, click, and keep loving movies, guys. As for me, I'm just gonna hope that the Wonder Woman sequel is set during World War II, because from an abbreviation standpoint, that would work just too perfectly. Because, you know, WW2, it's both Wonder Woman and the war abbreviation.